Welcome back to another episode. This is The Real Talk with Adore and Daisy. I'm Adore.
I'm Daisy. What's going on?
Hey, y'all.
Hi, Adore. Hi, Daisy.
How you doing? So, before we get into our guests, we like to check in on your mental health. So, how's your mental health?
That's a great question. At this moment, I feel good. I decided to live in the moment. I think we too busy worried about the past or what coulda, woulda. You know, as Black people, we worry about the problems that ain't even there. You know what I mean? So as I learn myself, I know to live in the moment. So this moment is beautiful. I'm with two beautiful girls having an interview, and I'm in my city. I feel good.
I love that answer.
Thank you.
That's the first.
Yeah.
Living in the moment.
Yeah, live in the moment. We ain't worried about what happened or what's to come.
Yeah. You gotta live in the moment.
I like
and
that.
if you live in the moment, you'll understand that it ain't really that bad. It's just you worried about what happened yesterday, 2 weeks ago. And in life, you gotta drive forward. And you drive a car looking forward. You can't look in the mirror, rearview mirror, driving forward, you're gonna crash. Right. So you can't look at your past.
How about you, Adore? How's your mental health?
Yeah, how's your mental health?
Today, my mental health is good.
Okay.
You know, we've been. Oh, shout out to us being in the gym for 30 days.
Hey, that's what's up.
30 days.
Yes, not 30 consecutive days for the people that be watching us like that, but it's been 30 days since we got in our routine of getting up.
5:30 in the morning, y'all.
Gym time. So with that being said, I was never a gym girl. I've always been small my whole life, and I had a mentality a couple years ago like, oh, my metabolism fast, I don't have to work out. But when I got older and started maturing, I realized like when you work out, you feel good, and you have to maintain like a diet the older you get to be healthier. So I'm just living the space that I'm in, getting up early, being more productive, and also being an influence to influence people to get up early and start your day.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. How you feel?
I'm feeling hungover, but
Okay, at least you honest.
I'm not gonna lie.
Tell the truth.
This is the real talk, okay? One thing about it, I'm gonna keep it real. I am feeling hungover, but mentally, I'm good. I love living in the moment.
That's what's up.
Maybe a little too much. Nah, but I'm feeling good.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Good for y'all.
So we like to let people on our show introduce themselves because we always love to hear how people think of themselves.
For sure.
So tell the people who you are for the people who don't know.
Well, I am the one and only Mr. 17,000 block, fourth quarter, crunch time, deep sea drill diver. Salute Mr. 17,000 block, Al Nuke. You know what I mean? One and only, baby.
Okay, Al Nuke.
That's right.
Came with that energy today.
Okay, came with that energy.
And that's light.
In your bio, I believe it says producer, actor, father, manager.
Yes, I do a little bit of everything.
Got a lot going on.
Come on, man. I've been around Detroit in the entertainment business for over 20 years. And, so I'm a hustler. I stopped selling dope shit 20 years ago and took the entertainment business. And I ain't never worked for myself, so I'm a jack of all trades. I'm going to make it happen.
Okay. And you are originally from Detroit?
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. East side.
Take us back to 20 years ago before you changed your life. Like, what made you turn over that leaf? Like, did something happen to you?
Yeah, I went to jail for attempted murder. And when that happened to me, I was taking care of everybody in my hood. I was the main guy that was supplying the hood. And it was just like, when I caught my attempted murder case and I went to jail and I had my baby moms going to get my money out the streets and my friends looking at her peeking out the door. We ain't got it yet. Don't come back again. Weird shit. And, the person I shot, he in court, like, he telling Your Honor, he shot at me last night, but then blowing a kiss at me when I'm going to jail. So it was just like, when I seen the definition of keeping it real goes wrong, I seen it firsthand. And I was just like, you know what, let me switch this up, because they ain't on what I'm on. I was ready to go to the extreme of whatever that is. And the people around you that aggravate you or agitate you, they don't be ready to go there. They just be like, they just really trying to put you in a trick bag, trick you off the streets.
I'm glad reality set in for you.
So that made me change. And when I was in the county, right up the street, I had a lot of dreams, or particular dreams, and it was just like, okay, let me change it. Because when they get locked up, you always praying, God, give me that one more time, God. If you just move, I was doing that and it wasn't working.
It was working, just not on your time.
Exactly, because he had to show me some things about me.
Yeah,
he had to show me some things about me. So once I understood me, then I got out, and then as soon as I tried to go backslide, it went times 10. So I was like, oh shit, we ain't backsliding no more.
Right.
So we ain't backsliding no more.
That's what's it. That's what's it. We're in a good lane now.
Yeah.
Great lane.
A great lane, actually.
Good space, definitely.
So you have numerous projects out. Some Birds of a Feather 1 and 2, Finesse 1 and 2.
Facts.
And the city's favorite, Detroit Dream.
Facts. Salute.
How did film come about with you? Because not only do you put films together, but you also act on them. So how did that come about?
A lot of people don't know I was the first person to do an independent movie in Detroit.
Okay.
And we got to set the record straight with that. I did 17,000 block film, and that was 2004, 5. And back then, when I was doing that movie, people thought I was crazy. They're like, bro, you can't just shoot a movie. Like, we only see movies on TV. What are you doing? And they thought it was funny. And then before that, we did a documentary called Street Life, where it was Trick versus Trick Daddy, and it was me and my man Donnie. We did a documentary. We sold like 300,000 on that joint, and me and him kind of went our separate ways, and I did 17,000 block. So, I've been doing it for a long time, and I'm excited about it to see now that Detroit is where it's at. It inspired me even more to even go even harder. You know what I mean? Like, for real.
But what made you get into the film?
Being in the documentary in New York, a friend of mine by the name of Harry Davis, he had me come out there. He was like, yo, I want to put you in a documentary with Tupac, Suge Knight, Mary J. Blige, a bunch of people. Nuke, I want to put you in the joint. And I drove out there and I got in this joint. And back then I was the hottest nigga in Detroit with music. And I was just like, yo, the music is cool. But this film shit, my partner then, was doing graphics. And I was like, bro, fuck the graphics. Pick up a camera. Let's start doing these movies. So we drove back from New York all talking about the movie that we was getting ready to do. Like, back then it was a documentary. And we just wanted to highlight the stuff in Detroit, like just the history, you know what I mean? So, and that just sparked me to continue to want to do it, you know what I mean? Because when me and him split ways, he was like, well, man, you should go back to rapping, and I'm gonna go back to graphics. And I was like, bro, I got that bug now, you know what I mean? And truth be told, he was the person that was editing, he was the person that was holding the cameras, I was the person with a name, so I was getting the talent in, but I didn't have ownership, you know what I mean? So it was like when we split, it was like, it made me realize, you ain't got no ownership, you don't write, you don't direct, none of this. So I just went and I pimped my first movie from that emotion and never looked back.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It is so popular now for artists to visit and perform for students. A person from our production team said that in 2006 at Cleveland Middle School, you were the first artist to ever perform live there. You also performed What My Hands Looking Like.
My hands looking like, yeah, I might wipe you. Hey.
So how does that make you feel now being the first person, seeing how popular it is now?
It's surreal. You know what I mean? Like, I had a chick yesterday tell me the same thing you just told me. She was like, oh, I don't know. I remember you came to my elementary school. And I was like, hold on. How old are you again? You know what I mean? Because I don't think I'm that old. But I was one of the first people that was going to high schools back then. I felt it was important to go in and speak positive and just kind of, just give them something to believe in, man. And it feels good to see that it's happening now, but to be clear, yes, I was one of the first people to go in high schools. And to be honest with you, it was hard because back then we didn't have Detroit celebrities. So I was one of the first people to say, I'm a celebrity. You're going to treat me like a celebrity. So I had to figure out how to do that. And what I did was I would go in these high schools and I would take a huge security guard and I would have my black and white photos and I would be signing them and I'd rip my shirt off and I'd tell all the ladies scream. And, I went in there like it was a coliseum. And that's why they remember that type of stuff, because the energy that I was bringing to those high schools, it was just like, yo, this nigga's puffy.
Right.
Like he's Lil Wayne coming to the school. You know what I mean? And they probably never heard of me before in their life, but you know, they caught
remembered
a vibe.
you.
Yeah, they caught a vibe that day for sure. So it's exciting to see.
So Detroit Dreams went #1 on Tuli. What's the
Sure.
feeling you get knowing like it's receiving so much love?
It was a testimony to me. You know what I mean? I knew what it was gonna do, because God brought it to me. You know what I mean? God woke me up like in the middle of the night, was like, hey bro, you gotta go home and do a movie. Like you gotta go home and you gotta do something. So I immediately went to Dominican Republic, and I wrote the movie. And you know, in DR, whatever happens in DR stays in DR. So I wrote the movie out there.
Okay.
Came back to the States, read it. It was trash, because I was partying like a motherfucker in DR.
Right. That's like
yeah.
you wrote it out on vacation.
Yeah. So it was, and I got back home and got really serious and started penning it. And what was important for me for Detroit Dreams was getting the older artists with the newer artists and making sure they blend together, and then creating a powerful story around that, getting the old and the new. Because I feel like the new Detroit don't show enough respect to the old Detroit. You know what I mean? Like, we built this shit. Like, the shit that y'all see right now, and I stand on it. How you just said I stand on that. We built this shit that y'all see right now. You know what I mean? The new artists come out, they're excited, they happy, yeah. They feel like it's given. But I mind you, people like myself, I won't mention other names, we had to extort DJs, beat the shit out of people, kidnap certain people. I mean, it was a process to get Detroit music playing. A lot of niggas went to jail, niggas got killed. I mean, it was like a real life, like, imagine being enslaved, you know what I mean? And then you finally break through, you know what I mean? So Detroit Dreams was my testimony to say, I owe this to the city, you know what I mean? And I'm excited to know that people love it, you know what I mean? Because it was something passionate to me. To me, still, that's one of my most important movies that I did.
Detroit Dreams?
Yeah. The problem with it is, I could have did a lot more with it, but I had a couple partners in it, you know, that we just couldn't mash. Yeah, we couldn't. You know how Detroit shit be, man. Detroit shit for a Detroit movie. And but I could have did a lot more with that movie. You know?
But it did.
It turned out.
It turned out what needed to be done.
For sure. Did y'all come to the premiere?
No.
What? The premiere was a club. I had Detroit Dreams was the biggest premiere Detroit has ever seen. I stand on that.
We stand on that.
I stand on that. I asked somebody that last night, and they was like, yes, it was. They told me that, actually. I didn't tell them. They told me that. The second, or hard second, was Borderline. Get Paid.
Get
I heard
Paid,
Get Paid
that was a
premiere
good
was
movie too.
crazy.
We got to start going to movie premieres. We just did an interview with King James, one of the actors.
Okay.
And he was he
Telling us
mentioned
how
that,
lit they was.
Yeah, I heard it was lit, man. Big shout out to everybody over there, man.
Yeah.
They going crazy, man.
Yeah, Detroit is doing their thing on
It
the
is.
acting and the music side of things.
All spectrums.
Yeah.
And the podcast.
Podcast,
Sure.
everything.
We lit.
We stupid lit. And the crazy part about it is I travel the world, and it'd be like, all they talk about is Detroit.
Yeah.
They'd be like, yo, Detroit, you from Detroit? And I'd be like, I put a time. Oh, shit. Yeah. And it's so surreal because, again, it's like, I come from the era where, man, what? We was never like, everybody like, oh no, y'all get over there. You from Detroit? No, go over there. You know what I mean? So to see what's happening now, it's just like, I never would have thought I'd seen a thing.
I was looking at one of your posts when you was on set for Botch the movie.
Yes.
And you were saying when you go to shooting in different environments, you have to become a part of the fabric. Can you touch on what you meant by that?
I've been doing this for a long time. You know what I mean? I had a show called Nuke at Night. It was the #1 TV show in Detroit for like 5-6 years. And what I realized was, to get the content that you need to get and make it authentic, you have to get in the, you know, you got to get your hands dirty. You got to get in the crust, in the fabric of the shot of what you're trying to get. You know what I mean? Like, especially because filmmakers and people like us, we don't have these huge budgets to like shut the streets down and make sure everybody's be quiet and you know, these $100 million budgets, we don't have them. So in order for you to get the shots that you need, you got to blend in. You got to come right in Like earlier that day, I went to a random gas station in Atlanta, and it was like one of the worst areas in Atlanta. So as soon as we started pulling out the cameras, you had the young niggas pulling up, yo, where y'all from? You know what I mean? What's up, man? Did you check in and this, that, and the other? And it's like, hold on, nephew. You know what I mean? Come in for a second. Who your OG? Okay, he know me, I'm his OG. So listen, you give him a call, let's do this, and then I became the fabric. What you smoking, my nigga? Roll up here, I got this. What you doing? And before you knew it, 10 of them niggas is like, yo, let me be in it, L, please, let me do this and that. Now them niggas became my security in the spot. You know what I mean? So again, you gotta become part of the crush. You're not too big, you know, to go in any areas. You gotta just become part of the fabric. You know what I mean? And that everybody don't have that. You know what I mean? I learned that from having Nuke at night. You know what I mean? Because we used to just go any and everywhere. Like I got into it with the Muslims, Fago, the Fags in Palmer Park. You name it, I was there. You know what I mean? And that's how I learned to say, okay, let me just be a part of this, and then pull the camera out. Don't come just with the camera. Come be a part of what's going on. You know what I mean? So.
That sounds like a more civilized way.
Yeah. And a lot of people can't do it because a lot of people don't know how to communicate. You know what I mean? I'm one of them people that can get on the elevator and spark a conversation. And it can be a street or intellectual conversation, but everybody can't really do that. People be scared.
Communication is key to anything, though.
Facts.
Like, without communication, nothing's going to get done.
Big facts. Yeah.
So you and Zaytoven are good friends. How did that come about?
That's my bro. That's my little big brother. Yeah, me and Zay stupid tight.
How did y'all link?
Big shout outs to Baby Ray, Detroit. You know what I mean? Baby Ray used to help Zaytoven finance his music. A lot of people didn't know that. A lot of people don't know that. He was very important to Zaytoven early in his career when it came to Gucci Mane, when it came to a lot of people that Zay was doing. So when I decided that I wanted to move to Atlanta, I was already working with Ray. It's like, you know, me and Ray is Cosa Nostras. It's like a mob situation. And I was like the concierge to him. So it was like, he would fly me out there to see what was going on with his interests in Atlanta. Then when I went down there and I worked with Zay and I seen how Zay was working, I went back home and was like, Zay's going hard. The artist is cool, but I don't know how that's gonna work. You know what I mean? And I ended up going to Atlanta and was like, yo, let me work with you, Zay. You know what I mean? And I was an intern for like a year and a half. And it was strange because here I am, Al Nuke, on top of the world in Detroit. And I moved to Atlanta and went to the bottom and worked my way back up. You know what I mean? As an intern. So me and him genuinely grew a relationship because I wasn't trying to be this egotistic person. I just came in and said, bro, let me work. You know what I mean? Like, if you need a video shot, let me shoot it. And he thought I was crazy because he was like, okay, you know, shoot this one, shoot my man thing, shoot him, shoot me another one, shoot. And I did it for like almost a year. And as I started doing that, I started managing. He seen that I knew the business. And he was like, bro, why don't you handle this or handle this and handle this? Then it went from that to, didn't you shoot a movie in Detroit? Let's shoot a movie. And we shot a movie, Birds of a Feather. And that is actually one of the biggest South urban films right now. Like, people in love with fucking Birds of a Feather, like Detroit Dreams for some reason. You know what I mean?
I wanted to highlight when you said that you went from here to here. Let's talk about how important it is to be successful in the different roles that you have to play to get to where you want to go. Like, mentally, I know before you did what you did, you probably already had a vision. You probably knew what you already had to do, but how you had to prove yourself.
You know, I think a lot of people in this business got it messed up. Like, a lot of people feel like you can go somewhere and immediately get paid, right? So, which you can in most instances, right? You can go to Wendy's and they pay you $15 an hour or $12 an hour, whatever you want. And you can do that for the rest of your life, right? Or you can go into an HBO and start at the mailroom and not get paid anything and have opportunity to become the CEO. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you have to be willing to work hard, discipline yourself, and give your gift first. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people feel like, okay, I got this gift. It's for sale. Sell it. Or, motherfucker, we ain't buying it. We don't know you. Who are you? Why do you know what I mean? So it's important, and I tell all my creators, because we're all artists, we're all creators, give your gift first. It's like good dope sell itself. If you got a gift, give it away. The money gonna come back. Don't worry about the money. Don't worry about the money. Don't be in this business worried about the money because you're gonna get so frustrated. You're gonna give up. You know, you gotta have a passion and say, fuck the money. I'm passionate and it's what I want. You know what I mean? And when you do that, you'll see the success happen. You know what I mean? Like you'll really see it, but you can't concentrate on the money. Like I've always been like that in my career. I was spending the rent money on my album if it was that time. You know what I mean? Like with Botch this movie, I just financed this movie myself. I don't have an ends to justify the means. There's no company that came and said, we're gonna buy it as soon as it's done. None of that. It's just I'm passionate about this that I wrote, directed, and I'm gonna shoot it and I'm gonna pay for it. You know what I mean? And I don't know where it's gonna end up, but I love it. You know what I mean? So I think all creators gotta think like that. And you'll pop like that. You know? Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Zaytoven recently did a song with Young Dro, Run Out of Time. Mm-hmm. The song had a powerful meaning. Like it talked about how short artists' life is now, you know, mm-hmm. due to death.
Yep.
So, and it also spoke on like how everyone should cherish each moment they're alive.
Facts.
What is your take on that?
He wrote that song because we dealt with takeoff death. You got to understand, I've been in Atlanta since 2010. So I've seen all of the main artists in Atlanta when they was here. You know what I mean? Like when you talk about Migos, those are my real blood nephews. You know what I mean? When they first came out, these was like, you know, they like my nephews. You know what I mean? And to see the thing that happened to Take just out of the blue, it really hurt us all. So we was all in the studio and we all talking in family and just going through stuff. And Dro was just like, bro, I got to do this. And that was what he, you know what I mean, him and Zay did. And I was at the video shoot, I seen it, it was powerful. You know what I mean? It was a powerful piece. And Dro is not, he not the same Dro he used to be. Dro used to be like on perch, drugs, this, that, you name it. And now he won't even have a drink. You know what I mean? Dro is like a real mature person now. You know what I mean? He a real artist, so to speak now. You know what I mean? He ain't the same young, wild Dro. So I'm excited and I'm happy for him in the space that he's at because I've seen so many come and go like him, like, you know, Bankroll Fresh. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but that was like, he was in our immediate circle. As soon as he got a touch of fame, it was like the Blade Icewood situation. It was like a touch of fame, you get the haters, you die. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, because we lost in Detroit alone, just Blade, Dexter Summer, Rock, Team Meets Nuke, Snoop, Pay Will, and the list goes on. Proof.
Yeah, so we done lost some blood. We done had a lot of bloodshed in the city.
Did you know Blade Icewood?
Of course, we did songs together. Yeah, of course. Like we got songs.
What's your most memorable moment with him?
Blade, okay. I had just opened up a building on the west side, and I had a studio I was building over there, and he pulled up in it was like a 745 or something. No, even before that, Blade used to come to C-Note with him and Juan, and they would be little niggas performing, but you could tell they was getting money, you know what I mean? But one that I can remember is, I got a few Blade stories, but one is when I was opening that building on the west, and he pulled up. He was like, "Al, what you doing over here, niggas?" Like, man, I'm opening up a studio. And back then, that was unheard of. An East Side nigga coming to the West. So he was just like, "You open a studio?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm open a studio, this and that." And I was like, "You heard the new album?" He was like, "Yeah, I heard it, but I want you to hear this." And he was real adamant about, I think it was like Street Lord's first album or something. He was just real adamant about it. And, you know, I think we chopped it up that day. And but one in particular story I'll tell y'all about Blade is, and I'm gonna make sure I say this the right way because I don't want to piss people off. Blade was a good dude, you know what I mean? He was a positive dude. He just got caught up in the streets, arguments and BS, and he came from a good family, you know what I mean? I remember being right up the street in 36th District Court. I'm getting ready to run out that bitch because I had tickets and I had some shit that they was getting ready to lock my ass up for. And I heard a nigga tell me, "What's up, Nuke?" And I look over in his Blade. And I'm like, "Nigga, what are you doing?" He like, "Must be not paying my ticket." And his mother was in a full-length mink. And she was like, "Yo, whatever he owed, tally it up." Like she was on some boss shit. Like, whatever he owe. And I'm sitting there like, I'm jealous because I'm like, nigga, I'm about to run out this bitch, bro. I'm about to run. What these niggas say? And here go this nigga with his mom in a full-length fucking mink. And she like, whatever he owed, tally that little weekend shit up. You know what I mean? So, that was the type of, Blade come from money. You know what I mean? Blade came from money, he came from good family. It was sad at what happened, you know what I mean? Because he was a good dude, you know what I mean?
Do you celebrate your win?
No.
Why not?
Because it gets you comfortable. You know what I mean? You talking to a nigga that's been doing this shit for 25 years. I've got so many accomplishments. People remind me of my accomplishments. I don't remember, you know what I mean? Because I'm so busy looking forward, you know what I mean? It's $100 million out there waiting for me, you know what I mean? You Google me right now and say, Al Nuke worth $10 million. I don't know who put that shit up there. I ain't worth $10 million, but they believe that. So I'm gonna believe it too, you know what I mean? And I don't celebrate the wins. I look at it like, okay, what's next? You know what I mean? I'm always looking at what's next because my main goal is to have a statue downtown like Al Nuke. That was him. He did this, he did that. So that takes a lot of work. You know what I mean? So I don't never bask in my success. I always look at it like, man, God is good. What's the next play? Because in actuality, I get depressed if I don't have a big project to do. I will get depressed, like for real. Like, damn, I ain't shit. I'm nothing. You know what I mean? So it's important for me to stay motivated on a high. You know what I mean?
Why is that though? Do you ever believe in giving yourself grace?
I let the people do it. You know what I mean? The people tell me Al Nuke a legend. Everywhere I go, I walk out here right now and I walk a couple blocks. I'm like, Al Nuke, you a legend, man. I let them say it. I don't want to think about none of that because I got so much more work to do. You know what I mean? I got so much more work to do. You know what I mean? Man, when you talk about like Kwame be in my house, you know what I mean? Kwame Compassion, he over my house and stuff like that. And, helping him get in the mayor's office back then, or like helping the president, Al Gore, when he was running for president. And, man, there's so many accolades and so many different things that I'm proud of myself about, but I don't really,
celebrate your win.
Nah, you gotta stay working. You get content, and living is being uncomfortable. Did y'all know that?
You only really grow when you're uncomfortable.
Yes, that's all. Yeah, when you comfortable, I tell my daughter that all the time. Like, get out your comfort zone because you're not living. You know what I mean? You only living when you out of your comfort zone. So that's just what I've always been known to do.
How old is your daughter?
22.
Aww.
22. She's a model. We're going to push her as one of the top models in Detroit. You know what I mean? I'm excited for her. She's beautiful. She's got a good job. She ain't got no kids. She ain't never been on a pole. Hey, man, I'm excited. God is good. God is good.
God is great.
God is great.
Yes.
So let's get back to some of the movies. The characters you play are like really unmatched. How do you go about what role you gonna play?
It just come to me. I was telling my cousin that last night about being a real actor. You gotta have range. Like, I feel like a lot of the movies that I'm seeing in Detroit and just in general, like independence, they're scared to go. You know what I mean? It's easy to put you in a role that you already could do. You know what I mean? It's easy to do. You know what I mean? I could play a gangster. Like, yeah, nigga, what up? Let's shoot. But then I also could play, hey, baby, that's your TJ. Hey, you looking good, girl. Goddamn, you looking brown. So you got to be able to, you got to have range. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm challenging Detroit movies to have range. Everything ain't got to be a shootout or the baby mama or you having sex with the girl or, put some range in it. Can you be paraplegic in a film? Can you be blind in a film? You know what I mean? Can you push yourself? So for me, I look for those roles that's gonna challenge me. Like I was TJ. I played TJ the comedy that I wrote and directed, and it was funny because I had to come up with an accent, a gold teeth in my mouth, and finger waves and all type of weird stuff. And I had people tell me, Al, that ain't you. Like, bro, this ain't, this and that. And it's like, fuck what you talking about. Because where I go, people say, TJ, this and that, this. And I'm like, hey, TJ. Yeah. It's like it's a character, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I'm a real actor. I'm not a person that you turn the camera on and now I'm an actor. No, nigga, like, I'm an actor. And as a director, I continue to tell my talent, study your craft, study your role, you know what I mean? Be the best that you could be at what you're doing, you know what I mean?
You've been in the game so long, like,
and still relevant.
I was a baby. That's what I was gonna ask you. Yeah. How do you stay so relevant?
Not being comfortable, not celebrating the wins, and then being diverse. Like, like you said, I started in music, then I went into TV, then I went into film, then I'm into clothing, then I'm into management, you consulting, you name it. Like, you gotta be a brand. I'm a brand. Al Nuke is not a one person thing. I am a brand. I am a business, man. The name is a business. It's not it's I'm gonna have a book out this year, you know what I mean? And I'm about to do thank you. And I'm about to do a kids movie. Thank you. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a kids movie. So that way I learned that from Ice Cube. He was like, yo, do a kids movie because those kids gonna know you 10, 15 years down the line. You're gonna be fresh to them kids, you know what I mean? I was like, damn, you're right. So that's probably gonna be my next movie in Detroit, is a kids movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
On one of your posts, you posted Donald Trump. And it stirred up like some controversy.
For sure. I'm
going to tell the people what the caption said. It said, how could you hate on Trump? Trump more solid than some of you niggas.
It's facts.
So could you explain like what state of mind you're in or what you mean by that? Like,
I fuck with Trump.
Okay.
Now his agenda to push the white people, the racist white people, and this, that, and the other, he do that. You know what I mean? But Trump got nigga blood in him. Trump like a nigga from the D. It's like, bro, whoever fucking with me, I'm fucking with you. Yeah. So if the niggas was fucking with him, he gonna put the fucking black fist up. You know what I mean? If y'all ain't fucking with him, then the white boys fucking with him, hey, he gonna go fuck with the white boys. I'm into politics. You know what I mean? I watch CNN, I watch Fox News. I'm an intelligent black man. So I can't be manipulated or misconstrued into going with Biden or the Democrats because this is what everybody wanted to go with. I'm going with what really makes sense, you know what I mean? And Biden is, he lunchbox Joe. He old as fuck. He sleep, he fall off. I don't want a president that falls, first of all.
Walking on stage.
Falling. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, bro. Like, if you had a better Democrat, I would probably go with him. But you got this nigga falling.
I'm not laughing, but I honestly did not expect you to say, I don't want a president that falls.
Bro, I mean, come on. And not once. This nigga falling every other day. He got dementia. Like, it's like, bro, you making America look weak as hell. You know what I mean? And we have to be strong. You know what I mean? I didn't vote for Hillary because Hillary started crying at one of the joints and shit. And I was getting ready to vote for her. I was this close to vote. Like,
she's too emotional.
Man, this woman lost one state and got to crying like, I just want to do good for America. I said, oh no, baby.
Ain't nothing wrong with being a little emotional.
Not to be the president. We
can't
afford that. Like North Korea gonna look like, oh, this bitch cried. Oh, okay, put a bomb over there and see what's going on.
She gonna lose her mind.
Don't think because people cry they weak.
Nah, because I cry.
Don't get her started.
It seems like you would cry right now. Don't do it. Don't start crying. I didn't do it.
Not necessarily, but sometimes I will cry when I'm upset.
For real?
But I do cry for joy too.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
You know what's weird though?
What?
I find myself on planes crying. This is the most weirdest shit ever, bro. Like, I don't know
why.
What the fuck it is. Like, let me say this. If you show me a movie with triumph, like the person was down and then he had a breakthrough, like, you know what I mean, in that movie, I can relate to that. So for some reason, you might catch me 1 or 2 tears. You know what I mean? So if I'm on a plane and I watch it, there's a quiet air, and I'm in this movie, bro, I might break down, bro. It depends on what it's a black movie, of course. Like Denzel Fences, I was watching that on the plane. I found myself crying and shit. Will Smith was Pursuit of Happiness.
I cried in that movie. I wasn't on no plane, but
John Q made me cry.
See what I'm saying?
John Q made me cry. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, when I'm by myself,
Flight.
I might cry.
Flight?
Yeah, it made me cry.
Flight?
How?
With Tom Hanks? Or the
Flight
other
was Denzel Washington.
when he had a drink?
He was
No,
drinking
when the plane crashed, that made me cry.
Oh God.
I mean, I know it was his
I
fault.
think you
but-
cry easy though. I think you cry easy though. I can see your face. I'm a director. I can read well. I know you know how to cry.
Well, if you need somebody to cry, then hire me.
I will. But you know what? Though? You fuck around and get right when the camera's rolling, you can't cry. I done seen it a million times.
Certain songs that I listen to, I lost my uncle that I know that he like. It's gonna immediately make me cry.
And that's what you need as an actor, as
an
actress. You got to go to a picture or something that takes you in that space. And start crying.
I'm dramatic. I can make myself.
For real? Right now. If I give you $50, can you cry right now in less than 2 minutes?
Yep.
Seriously?
Oh goodness.
No cap.
Okay, don't make me laugh.
Cause I'm about to pull the 50 out, bro. I want to see it, bro.
I want to see. The people want to
All
see.
right, let me see.
Nah, you got 2 minutes, bro. Like you can't wait 10 minutes. Oh, it finally comes. Nah.
Okay.
$50, 2 minutes.
All right, it's too. This conversation is too funny for me to just cry.
Cause if you do that, I'm hiring you right
But
now. Fly
I
her out.
literally can. Like I could go to the back and it's just come in.
For real. You know they say that.
Look, I know y'all would.
They say that black people can cry easy because we trauma. Like we got a lot of trauma.
That's
Like,
it.
you know, I think that's what
I
matters.
believe it.
Yeah, I got a lot of trauma in my life. So when I see perseverance, it makes me cry.
Y'all want to know something so funny? I could cry right now because my dad, he in prison again. He doing a 10-year bid this time. He missing all of this, but I don't really talk to my dad. We kind of got a love-hate relationship. Well, I have a love-hate or love.
Because he loved you. I'm sure he loved you.
A weird relationship or whatever the case may be. And like, he would just, my daddy from, where is he from? He from like Glenwood, Davidson area. And y'all kind of like the same age. So he'd probably be like, I know him.
Salute to your pops.
But he'd just be like super happy that I'm doing this right now.
That's what's up, man. Shout out. He gonna be home soon and he love you, and I want you to know that. Give him space, give him time to mature, because he probably just, we had a hard life, you know what I mean? Don't know how to love. And my daughters tell me that, because I got 3 girls, you know what I mean? And they always tell me, Dad, you so rough, you don't know how to love. And it's like, I never been loved. You know what I mean? My parents never looked at me and said, hey, son, I love you. I ain't never heard that. You know what I mean? Like, from my father, never. When I got some money, of course, when I got successful, yeah, son, I love you. Buy me a car. You know what I mean? But, like, growing up, I didn't see this man. You know what I mean? I seen this man, 3 times in my life, and a few times that I seen him, he knocked the fuck out of me, punched me, jumped out the car with the motherfucking car running. It was wild. So I went back to go shoot my father at one point in time. You know what I mean? Because he didn't give me that, you know what I mean? He never threw a football, baseball. I never seen no shit like that. So your father was probably the same way. Like he didn't know how to love. Like I ain't learned how to love till I got in my 30s. Like for real.
He's in his 50s, so I'm hoping when he comes.
I ain't that old, so you count now. You trying to front me off? I ain't that old. Not in my 50s. So
no,
he was my big homie. Yeah. I salute. You know what I mean?
But he be swearing he know everybody. But
he know me. I'm sure I know him.
He in his early 50s or whatever. Okay. And I would say like his situation is the same. So I used to like lash out on my daddy when I was younger because I wanted him to understand, but he never understood me. So I would do stuff to irritate him. And then that's how I got his attention. Yeah.
I got daughters the same way.
I used to harass his girlfriends, everything.
Yeah, I had that same problem.
I was a mean kid.
For real?
They used to be like, yep, your daddy gonna marry me. And I used to be like, he told that to another girl yesterday. Like, I used to terrorize. That was just my way of getting his attention. And they would call him or tell him, like, well, your daughter said, and that would spark up stuff. So at this point now, hey, you see me now?
Did you get a whooping for that?
No, I was standing on what I said.
I respect it.
Stand on that.
Yeah.
I respect it.
But like looking back, I mean, I was a kid. That was just my way of kids do things to get their parent attention.
No,
I don't advise that just what happened to me. But
Facts.
Growing up, I knew that wasn't the right thing to do. I should have stayed in the child's place. But,
yeah. But you did what you had to do. I respect it.
Now you the mature.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Facts. Because you're going to have kids coming up soon, too. So you better get ready. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Get ready, boo.
Get ready.
You also had a relationship with Trouble, and you had him in your film. How did that come about?
So Trouble. So just so y'all know, it's like God is so good because I've been blessed to. I've been here since Eminem, and all of the above, and every artist y'all can think about from the Eminem standpoint, and every artist in that bowl. And then went to Atlanta and became what I am in Detroit in Atlanta. So I was blessed to be a part of the majority of them dudes' careers too out there. And Trouble was a good dude, you know what I mean? And when we did Birds of a Feather 2, I called him and it was like, yo, bro, I think you should really be in this film. And then Zay called him and was like, yo, you know, Nuke wants you in this joint, bro, and I want you in this joint. And I want you to be my adversary, like, you know, the bad guy. And Trouble was kind of like leery about doing that, you know what I mean? Because Trouble was a good dude. He was like, man, I don't want to, you know, chump you Zay in the movie and this and that. And we had to convince him, like, bro, nah, man, we don't, you know, this movie's hard, bro. We want you to do this and do that. And he just came in and did it. And the blessing about it is he didn't charge us or any of that, you know what I mean? Trouble's just a good dude, you know what I mean? He didn't charge us for it. And, you know, it's crazy, just a quick note about Trouble. It was so sad to see what happened to him. But was the weird part about it was I was like, yo, my brother turning loose, my brother getting loose. Because mind you, we was at QC party. Like, I think it was like 3 days before he died, before he got killed. We was at QC party, QCP, the owner, quality control. We was all at the party. He had his big birthday party. We spent like $1 million a year, and all of the who's who go. And I was at that party, and I watched Trouble chump Diddy, like chump the shit out of Diddy. I'm like, yo, and I even seen Diddy face like, hey, bro, like, you lose, Trouble. You lose as hell right now, Trouble.
What
Please.
Mean, like,
I wish I could have grabbed him like, Trouble, chill. Like,
what you mean, like talk crazy to him?
He was almost like on some Detroit shit. He was drunk. He got up on the mic. He screaming, yo, QC, this, that, and the other. But when he got up on the stage, and Diddy had the mic. So, you know, Diddy is Diddy. Trouble like, yo, man, let me see the mic real quick. And Diddy like, nigga, Trouble, man, give me the mic. And, you know, Trouble grabbed the nigga like, hey, bro, such, nigga. Like, you can't do Diddy like this, Trouble.
Right.
Diddy, nigga. Like, and Diddy gave the nigga the look like, here, bro, you on the mic? Okay, let's, you know what I mean? And Trouble rocked that bitch, be in Trouble, but the Trouble that I knew before that, he was more kind of conservative. He was more reserved, you know what I mean? But Trouble be drinking that Hennessy, you know what I mean? So that hen, you know, that brown, and he was lit.
They say brown make you chill.
Hell no, brown.
It's the opposite.
Brown make you mad and aggressive, you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
it depends on who's drinking it. I don't know.
I never drink brown no more, bro. That shit's over with. If it ain't Douce, I ain't drinking it, because, like, that shit is how you, like, weird, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. This party that I'm talking about, everybody got on $5,000 suits. Trouble on the goddamn speaker. You know what I mean? He 2-3 women, he poured. Trouble be in trouble, because Trouble do, you know, but it was a fun Trouble, you know what I mean? But I think, like,
Trouble acting like you off Casamigos.
yeah, like, you know, right before his death, he was getting aggressive, you know what I mean, in a way that, you know, in a way. But he's a good dude, man. Trouble's a real good dude.
So, question about how you go about finding the people for your films. Do you have a relationship with everyone, or some people fans that you reach out to?
I do it organically. When I write the movie, I think about who can kill it. You know what I mean? Like who can really kill it. And so I just do it organically. And I go through whatever I got to go through to get the person when I feel like that's the person for the role. You know what I mean? We're going to work out the business. We're going to work out the details. I'm going to make sure you right. I remember casting Cash Doll for Birds of a Feather 2, right? I'm going to tell y'all a quick story about Cash, my sister. She crazy the motherfucker, right? She was popping in the D, right? But she wasn't popping worldwide yet. So she was trying to find her way in Atlanta, right? So she like, what should I do, this and that? And I was like, yo, come get in the movie. And she was like, all right, I'm gonna be in Detroit. And I was like, all right, cool. And she was like, you gotta fly me there. And I'm like, I ain't fly you no motherfucking Atlanta to come and shoot. That's what I'm thinking to myself. I ain't tell her that. And then I convinced myself to fly her, right? So I was like, yo, I had the assistant send her the ticket information, and it was for Spirit, right? Because I'm like, yo, you got a flight? You go flight. Cash called me personally and was like, Al, I don't fly Spirit. I'm like, hey, Cash, first of all, I'm flying your ass out here for this movie. You gonna get your ass on Spirit, period. Or you ain't gonna be in the movie. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I'm sorry. That motherfucker flew herself out the motherfucker to Atlanta with the Delta ticket, first class, and then showed me the shit. I was like, yeah, Al, because I don't do that. This is me, and this is who I am. I don't need the money back. Keep it, but understand this is who I am. My nigga, when I felt this little, my nigga, like, I was like, shoo. I was like, damn, I felt so bad, bro.
It sound like a Pisces for you.
I felt so bad, but she taught me something in that I always tell people about that because she taught me about learning the importance of you, who you are. And when you vision this, because I mind you, she wasn't cashed out then. You know what I mean? She was on the grind. Yeah. But she looked at herself as, oh, I'm a motherfucking boss. Yeah. And even if you don't believe it, I'm gonna show you I'm a boss, my nigga. And you cool, but no, this is this. Right. And when she did that like taught me a lot.
Yep. Yeah. Shout out to Cash Down.
Shout out to Cash.
We looking for you.
Yeah.
We need you in the seat.
Yeah. Come on this show, girl.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to tell the people? Anything exciting coming up that we haven't discussed?
Definitely. My new movie, Botch. I'm really, really excited about this film. You know what I mean? It's a movie about the young lady that went around shooting girls with booty shots, putting fix-a-flat super glue in girls' asses, going around the world and killing them. And it's not a documentary, it's a real movie. And it's from the girl's eyes that was doing it. So it ain't just about one girl here, one girl. It's the actual doctor that was going around the country and doing it. And it's gonna raise awareness for women in general, black, white, this, that, and the other, to when you decide to go and do surgery, make sure you do it the right way. You know what I mean? And this was a passionate piece for me. You know, I financed it myself. I put up all the money. I ain't got no partners. I ain't got no executive producers. I'm the writer, director, executive producer of it. And I'm just really excited about it because it's really catching, in the South right now, it's catching like flame. Y'all, when that shit hit Detroit, that shit gonna hit it like boom. Because all of the major girls is talking about it. They're gonna be a part of it. When we go on tour about it, it's just really a whole thing to raise awareness about. You know what I mean? And so just make sure y'all stay in tune with that Botch, man. I think it's gonna be like one of my best films. And we just finished shooting it Wednesday night. Yeah, we just finished the principal.
Well, we want to come to the premiere, so make sure to let us know.
How y'all think I should do the premiere, right? Because I want to make this one different. I want to make it girl power. Like this whole film is like girl power.
Have us on the red carpet. That'll be epic.
I'm going to have you on the red carpet. I'm going to have y'all doing y'all thing, whatever y'all need to do. But I'm thinking I'm going to have like a premiere with just all women. You know what I mean? Like an all women pink premiere. Oh, don't let me forget that. See what I'm saying? Magic. Pink premiere. Yeah. Woo! Mom, don't let me forget that. Pink premiere. It's going down. Botch the pink premiere. That shit is going to be crazy. Like, yeah, with all of the women, man. So I'm really excited. And I hope it educate women on, you know, doing the right things.
Yes. Yeah. For real. We want to thank you for coming out. We really appreciate it. You came to Detroit and stopped by your favorite podcast.
My favorite podcast in the world. I called y'all just so we know.
Yeah.
Like, I reached out to y'all like, yo, I want to be on there. You know what I mean? Shout out to my brother Bezo. I seen him on here. I was like, yo, I'll never do no interviews with two beautiful girls. Let me reach out and try to, you know, make that happen. Yeah. So, you know, thank you for having me, for real.
Yep, we appreciate you.
Any more questions?
No. You can let the people know where to find you.
Man, you can just Google ALNUKE, Al Nuke, ALNUKE. I'm all over the place, man. Everywhere. You know, just tap in, man. Shout out to my new song, How Much You Love Me. It just came out Friday, you know what I mean? I want y'all to ask people, how much you love me? You know what I mean? Because people can love you when you doing something for them or when the money good, but can they love you when it's hard to love you? Mm-hmm. When you ain't got nothing, when you need a favor, when you need a ride, when you need something, when you need them, is they there? How much you love me? You know what I mean? So make sure you check that new single out, new album, the new print that's coming real soon. And we excited, man. We turning up. Like,
yeah.
You know, so all gas, no brakes.
I have a question before we get out of here.
Sure.
Daisy, how much do you love me?
That's deep. That's deep. There we go.
Let's hear it.
All right, let me tell you this. How much you love me from 1 to 100, meaning 1 is nothing, 100 meaning, bitch, I'll take a bullet for you.
101.
Don't end it just like that.
Vice versa.
Vice versa for sure.
So how much do you love me?
111%.
Hey, group hug. How much you love me? Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's
Y'all
up.
know where to find us at RT Adore the letter N Daisy. That's on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure y'all listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Sweet.
Until next time.
Y'all getting checks, man. How can I get involved? Damn.